This thing just looks absolutely ridiculous. How's it going, guys? Josh here with Trax RC, and today we'll be doing Driftomaniacs Week 12 Viral Crawler Incline Challenge. Yeah, I think I got all that right. So this week is the Crawler Incline Challenge, and basically, with your crawler, you have to see who can climb the steepest. Now, it's actually been a while since we did one of these challenges. The last one that we did was the Go Fishing Challenge, which I think was week 7. And ever since then, we've just been really busy with other things, so that's why we haven't been able to enter. And this time around, we decided to go all out. So if you have seen some of our other challenge entries, you probably know that we usually have to piece together a lot of our stuff to make it work. And this week, we just went all out. We did a lot to this TRX4 Sport to make it climb very steep. Now, before we go into what we did to our TRX4 Sport, we just want to invite any new viewers to our channel. If you're new here, welcome. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and click that notification bell so that you don't miss any of our videos. We would also like to invite you guys over to check out our website and our Facebook page. You'll find general information about us, our channel, some of our RC cars, and also behind the scenes stuff that isn't shown on our channel. Alright, so this TRX4, we had to change pretty much everything. We completely ditched our heavy body. In fact, we're not even going to be using a body. We lowered the front suspension with zip ties. You can see it's not going anywhere. And then the rear suspension is completely droop set up. And then we also extended the wheelbase to 12.6 inches by adjusting the rear lengths. We also removed a lot of unnecessary parts off the chassis that were just there for weight and didn't really do anything. We removed the front body mount and the body mount brace, and also in the rear. And then we also took off the rock sliders. We removed the battery tray, and then we relocated the battery tray. We relocated the battery up front. We don't even have a battery tray. It's literally held on with a Velcro strap and a zip tie. Yeah, that's jerry-rigged. And then we completely took off the front fenders, and I think that's it. Oh, one more thing, we did take off our front bumper. Now that probably doesn't seem like a lot, but that took me all day to figure out what would work and what wouldn't. And the reason why we went all out for this challenge is because Richie at Driftomaniacs does a lot of work behind the scenes that we don't see putting together these challenges. So this is just our way of saying thank you to him for all of his hard work. Alright, so let's head over to the ramp and start our attempt. Alright, so before we start anything, we have to show that the ramp is at least 4 feet tall, so there you go, it's at the bottom. And then there at the 3 foot mark, we have our line. And there's 4 feet. You can see that the ramp is just over 4 feet long. Alright, so now we need to head over to the ramp and get the angle finder so that we can get the measurement of what we're going to be climbing. So it looks like we're at about 65.5, 65.4 degrees. So now we have to head back over, set up the camera so that I can get this all in frame for you guys. Alright, so now we're going to start our first attempt. Gotta get our rear tires past the 3 foot mark. There we go. Ooh, that hurt. Alright, so we just moved the ramp up a little bit, so now we are looking at 67.2 or 0.3 degrees, around that range. So now we're gonna head back over and set up the camera. There we go. Alright, so attempt number 2. Ooh. Went straight up that. Actually went a little bit smoother. Alright, so we moved it up even more, so now we are looking at about 68 degrees. So now we're going to go back over, set up the camera. Alright, attempt number 3. 68 degrees. I don't know if it's going to be able to do it. Ooh. Yeah, that's definitely a lot steeper.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
Alright, so our best was 67.3 degrees. And honestly, I think we might have a shot at this challenge. That is a really high number for a crawler with only 4 wheels. Probably the hardest part of this challenge is the fact that you have to get past the 3-foot mark with both tires. Because, I mean, you could climb really steep for a short distance, but once you have to go a little bit farther, it just wants to flip back, and that's when it gets really challenging. And our Proline high racks did great. These are in the G8 compound, so it's not as sticky and as soft as the Predator compound, but for trailing use, these are perfect, and I guess they're really good for hill climbs too. I do think that we would be able to get a much higher number if we had some brass in the front axle, but that is an upgrade that we do plan to get in the near future for this TRX4 Sport. We just don't have it at the moment. Once you start to get really vertical on a hill climb, all the weight in the front just wants to flip you back. So it's really important to have weight as low as you can. And that's exactly what we tried to do. We tried to make the weight as low as possible. We tried to make the truck as low as possible, and we tried to make it as long as possible. And we also moved some stuff in front, and we got rid of a lot of plastic parts that were unnecessary, and we also didn't use the body, and that just really helped. Yeah, we could have done a lot better, but for not spending any money on brass, I think we did pretty good. So that's all that we have for you guys in this video. Again, thanks Driftomaniacs for putting these challenges together for us. They're a ton of fun, and we love doing them every time. Even if that means that we are wasting our entire day working on the truck to get it to be better for the challenge. So that's it for this video, guys. We hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, like, share, and don't forget to subscribe. See you next time on Trax RC.